Working and studying together sound like a recipe for the burnout, isn't it? But what if I told you that you're not just going to balance both of them, but you can thrive like a pro? So let's get started. Today, I'm going to discuss with you and I'm going to give you 5 different tips that I learned through passage of time. Now, if you follow these 5 tips, definitely you're going to balance both lives. You're going to be working at the same time and you're going to get very good grades. However, before I jump into my 5 tips, I'm going to discuss with you how come I gained these 5 tips. So, let me just tell you about my story a little bit. So it's going to give you a little push that, how to balance both work and studies. So back in 2009, I studied Masters in Accounting and Finance from London Metropolitan University. That time when I was studying, I was paid my tuition fees by my family. I was rented by my family. My house, my kitchen, my food, everything was given to me by my family. So basically, I was looking like a proper royal, nothing to do, just to study. But guess what? I just passed. I just got passing marks, even though there was no responsibility for me, like working outside or paying bills and everything. So I couldn't gain these marks. But let's talk about now 2019 when I studied my second degree. So back in 2019, I studied my second master's in logistics and supply chain management. And that time when I was studying, I was paying my own rent. I was married, got a very beautiful daughter. So I was responsible to get the kitchen done. So all the stuff, so I want to make sure that my kitchen stuff is everything is packed up. I was doing a full-time job. We had 2 cars, so the cars expenses, house expenses, and all these miscellaneous expenses, I had to pay. So I was loaded with responsibilities. And guess what? I managed to get distinction. Therefore, then I realized that getting a distinction or getting a pass got nothing to do with your responsibilities, how much busy you are, how much you're not. Basically, there I found a couple of strategies that if you follow these steps, you're definitely going to get good grades. Like me, you're gonna get distinction. So let me tell you all the steps and all the tips one by one, so you can get good grades at the same time you thrive in your life. So number 1 tip: get always 90% attendance. So for example, you have a 15 weeks of semester, try to go to your semester, every week, almost every week. So 90% attendance needs to be achieved. The reason why, because I personally believe there is a correlation between your attendance and your final marks. I have discussed this issue with different people. Obviously, there's no theory, but that's my own kind of understanding of theory, that there's a correlation between the number of times you attend your classes and the percentage you achieve at the end of the semester. So the higher the number in your attendance, the higher the percentage you're going to get in your marks. So for example, if you have 80% or 90% attendance, more likely you're going to get distinction. This is my personal theory, but there is a kind of science behind it. So let me tell you exactly what happens. So when you normally go to class almost every day, so one thing is certain, that you're going to be involved in daily discussions. For example, you have 2 or 3 times a day a class, you're going to your old classes. You're going to be part of the discussions, because sometimes the discussion, arises naturally then and there. It is not a part of the lecture. So you're obviously going to be part of this one. So which give you extra understanding, which will help you later on for the exams and for your assignments. This is one thing. Second thing is, the more you go to classes, the more you're gonna be talking to your teacher. The teacher gonna be familiar with you, so they recognize your faces, your names. So you're gonna have a lot of good understanding of your teacher and lecturers. And normally, according to my experience, if you know lecturer and lecturer knows you, it will help both of you guys, to gain good grades. So lecturers gonna give you a little grace marks because they know that you are competent and you are, a regular. And you're gonna be obviously writing good kind of assignments because you are being a part the whole time in different discussions. So tip number 2: master the calendar. Now here my feedback or my trick is that when I was doing my first masters, was not planned to study. There was no plan. So it was like random. Whenever I want to study, I study. Whenever I want to sleep, I sleep. So there was no scheduled life. Now, when I done my second master's, because I had some experience, so I just told my wife that, out of 7 days, I need to allocate 1 day for myself. So I basically allocated Sundays. On these Sundays, basically, it was dedicated to my studies, so I was not doing anything. So I used to go to twice a week to the uni, and then I had a full-time job, and then I had to spend 1 day for my household things to buy, and Sunday was allocated for my studies. So Sunday normally I spend 5 hours to 8 hours studies. Obviously it is not continuous studies, you have to take some kind of breaks, like 30 minutes, 20-minute breaks, lunch break, all these things. But I dedicated myself to studies. Hey, just by the way, if you want me to record another session to tell you how you're going to structure your assignments to get A grades, let me know in the comment section. So I'm going to give you another, video which going to tell you exactly step by step how to get good grades, how to submit your assignments, which is definitely going to give you guarantee to get A grades. Okay. Anyways, let's come back to the topic. I dedicate myself on Sundays. In Sundays, I do a lot of things, which I'm going to tell you later on. Number 3, 80 by 20 game. So I used to play 80 by 20. It means that 80% of the time which I spend on Sundays, I was basically working on my assignments, how to get good grades, basically. So at the 20% time, I used to spend my time what I'm going to discuss in future in the next week. So that 80% time I spend on my assignment. For example, I need to know what kind of journal articles I have to study, I have to download. I used to make a skeleton of my assignments, heading by headings, and then I used to find some kind of, articles which I knew that these are going to be, kind of important. I used to, save them according to my headings. For example, this particular article I'm going to be using in introduction part or in the main body or in the summary. So I downloaded all the list of the articles which definitely going to be needed in my assignments. So I spend 80% time to structure my assignments, get the relevant material, and create a skeleton at least or if I have a time, I start writing my assignments. That was the 80% of my job, my whole day on Sundays. The 20% job was just to get extra skills and try to understand the topic which we're going to discuss in future. Extra skills for me, for example, there are ways to learn extra skills. For example, there's a software I used to use called draw.io. I'm going to be leaving link in the description. That's that's very nice, advanced kind of software. It can help you to create your professional diagrams, charts. So if you're doing engineering degree or you're doing business degree, whatever you're doing, you have plenty of, ready-made diagrams, simple to complicated diagrams. So you can download, ready-made, diagrams, and you can change it according to what you're looking for, and you can use in your assignments. I'm going to be leaving the website in the description section. So if you can, you have I really recommend use draw.io because that is definitely going to give you a distinguished writer. It's going to make you a distinguished writer because it's going to give you extra miles, and the teacher definitely going to give you extra grades, because this is like a professional. Like when you look at the books, when you look at the diagrams on the books, it'll give you the same image that this is kind of a very professional, kind of diagrams and pictures that you're going to make. So yes, I used to learn 20% time I used to learn Excel skills, which I'm going to be using into my assignments. Excel, you need to know in up to advanced level, because you need to have a lot of reporting. You need to know how to create a pie chart, advanced pie chart, and all these things. So I spend these 20% work on developing my skills. Okay. Number 4, daily short nap before the sunset. It is paramount, guys, and it gives you such a positive vibe. I tell you many times, and this is the thing that I never used when I was doing my first masters. When I started my second masters, when I started doing these steps, end of the day I got distinction, So the nap definitely gonna give you a very, very healthy kind of feeling. For example, it's gonna be 10 to 20 minutes, guys. It's not gonna be big one. So it's gonna be nap almost every day you have to get a nap, a quick sleep, a quick nap, 10 to 20 minutes. It recharges your brain, first of all, relax your body. When you recharge your brain, obviously your mind is functional, your mind is stimulated, and you have a very strong memory. So whatever you do, your mind, your memory going to pick up and memorize it for the longer run. Now for me, the nap is paramount. Even if it's 10 minutes, just get it done every day. That definitely going to help you to boost your marks at the end of the day. And number 5, leisure activities are paramount, guys. It means that you've got to do some kind of activity. You have to involve your body and your soul into kind of activities or practical activities. Now, you have 2 kind of activities basically. Either you do outdoor activities or indoor. My preference is outdoor, is because normally outdoor activities involve your whole body movement and your mind movement and your soul movement basically. For me, the most effective outdoor activity is brisk walk or running, because when you run, it's not just you're getting relaxed. You basically using your whole body. You active your whole body. Your brain is going to be calm, and your soul is going to be calm. You're looking at the people, you look at the trees, and you just release the tension. And it is very effective because you're going to be sweating. You're going to be losing energy, which means that you need more energy to feed in. And then it's a cause to develop a lot of fresh blood, which means that you're going to have a nice mood, energetic, and you're definitely going to have a nice time for the studies. Now, if you can't do outdoor activities, obviously indoor activities are very good, but get going, do something, in your spare times. You can watch movies if you're relaxed. You can play ping pong, ball, table tennis, snooker, pool. I love pool and snooker. I used to play and I still play a lot. So these kind of activities, outdoor, indoor activities, really looks like that is not a part of your studies, but this contributes a lot towards balancing your life and your studies, because you are going to be busy. You are going to be definitely busy in your life, full-time job, family members, that other concerns, and then study. So obviously you spend a lot of money. So at the end of the day, you want to see A grade or distinction in your, in your master's program. So like me, when I got my distinction, it was a different feeling. I can't even explain to you. I felt that, oh my God, I've achieved what I was looking for. It was more than that. It was like, it's because it was my second master's. First of all, I had very bad masters in first grade. So guys, the reason why I'm recording this video, I don't want you to do the second master's. I want you to do the first master's. And in your first master's, you get distinction, A grade, okay, period. So if you follow these 5 tips that I'm telling you, it's guaranteed you're going to be balancing your both lives. And not just balancing, you're going to thrive. You're going to get A grade and you're going to fulfill your responsibility, your social responsibilities at the same time. And you're going to enjoy your whole life overall. However, I'm going to drop in a couple of more, kind of tips from Times Higher Education and Google Scholar in the description. If you click it, you're going to get all of these different discussions which will help you to balance your life and work. I hope you enjoy your video. Let me know in the comment section any part you want me to explain more, any part you think that is important for the audience. And if you want me to record particular program or particular video for any element, one of the elements I discussed, let me know. I can record another video just to discuss, for example, how to get good grades, okay? So I'm going to give you a very structured approach of writing assignments, which definitely going to give you good grades. Give me your comments, subscribe my channel, and thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.